North to south, coast to coast. This is the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. There were a couple of, we're going to talk a little Democrat politics in the news. I know we've been talking about the Jihad Squad as a couple of Illinois Republicans put together in the meme. I'm not saying that they're a Jihad Squad. I just thought it was cute. But then again, I have a sense of humor, and I can see the non-reality behind humor. A lot of people can't, like the leaders of the Illinois Republican Party who said, my God, what a terribly insensitive thing to do. Whatever. Just keep enjoying losing your elections. After all, you are in Illinois, and Democrats run the place for a reason, because nobody who's Republican in Illinois has the stones to be a politician in Illinois, except for Democrats. Just saying. These two articles came out on the exact same day in the exact same newspaper. Let me know if you think there might be just a little bit of a connection. First, Paul Davidson. Sluggish corporate earnings could be another warning sign for the economy. 2 weeks ago, stocks were hitting record highs every day, juiced by expectations for a steroid-like boost to the market in the form of a Federal Reserve interest rate cut later this month. Last week, the market stalled, mostly because of mixed quarterly results from corporations and speculation the Fed may not trim rates as much as anticipated. The stock market gave back the prior week's gains as investors digested the reality that the market's fundamental pillar, earnings growth, has been lackluster and soon may signal a possible recession down the road. Paul Davidson says sluggish corporate earnings. Yeah, the most fundamental pillar of the market, earnings growth, has been lackluster and may soon signal a possible recession down the road. You want to see a recession? Wait until a Democrat president starts pulling off all those anti-corporate, anti-business, anti-growth, anti-American laws that essentially eviscerate the strength of this economy. Wait until they say, gosh, you know what? These corporations are too big. We got to cut them down to size. You want to see earnings take a crash? Wait till that happens. The Standard & Poor's 500 index is still only about 1% below its record close of 33,014. The Dow Jones Industrial Average remains above the 27,000 milestone it crossed July 11th. Yet with second quarter earnings underway, analysts are nervously waiting to see if the final results will deliver a second straight quarterly drop in corporate profits. Those surveyed by FactSet reckon the earnings of S&P 500 companies declined 1.9% in the April-June period from a year earlier. That's based on a blend of their pre-earnings session estimates and actual results of the 16% of the companies reporting so far. Do you know what any of that means? No, neither does anybody else. It's garbage. But it's possible that a second straight quarter of falling earnings could signal a possible recession. So that was Paul Davidson. In the same newspaper, on the same day, Senator Elizabeth Warren said today that warning lights are flashing for a serious economic downturn and urged Congress and federal regulators to quickly take steps to minimize the impact on working American families of a potential recession. So let's see, we've got a, quote, news article, unquote, talking about a second straight quarter of falling earnings and the possible recession. And then Elizabeth Warren says that warning lights are flashing for a serious economic downturn And Congress and federal regulators must quickly take steps to minimize the impact on working American families of a potential recession. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about those flashing warning lights. The flashing warning lights are, say, for example, breaking up Facebook, Twitter, Apple, Microsoft. Those are the flashing signs. And since she actually wants to do it, she knows that there's a probable U.S. economic downturn because she's planning on engineering one when she's the president. Yeah. Warren is a 2020 White House hopeful who, as a Harvard University law professor, she lectured in Native American history. She was among the earliest to raise warnings before the 2008 financial crisis. Said in an essay she's seeing similarly dire signals that should give U.S. lawmakers pause at a moment when unemployment hovers near 50-year lows and the stock market is roaring. Well, because here's another bit of the divination. In other words, Elizabeth Warren's divining that a serious economic downturn is in the offing. It's coming up on 2020. President Donald Trump is arguably responsible for this economy. The only way to get people to not vote for the president if they are economic voters is to say the economy is going the wrong direction. I'm the only one that can see it. No, you're not. The economy is at record levels. It can only go one way, down, or it could continue to go up. But nothing being said by Elizabeth Warren is incorrect. A serious downturn in the American economy is in the offing. Warning lights are flashing. Right. Because at some point, things are going to change. Probably right after Democrats take power in the United States of America. That's when things will change. And that's when the economic downturn will happen. And they'll be able to point to Donald Trump and say, see, he was the problem. Yeah. Okay. So there you go. And what are these geniuses of American economics going to actually do to make things better? Well, Bernie Sanders is one of those guys that says everyone in America should make a living wage, except he says it this way. Everyone in America should earn a living wage, no matter what they do. If they pick up lint, they should earn a living wage. If they flip burgers, they should earn a living wage. If they work for me in my campaign, they will earn a living wage, $15 an hour. That will be what we pay our workers. Speaking out loud, Sanders says that we will pay our workers $15 an hour. Yeah. Charles Payne, who is a Fox News contributor, said that Sanders blew a hole in his own $15 an hour minimum wage argument. There's a maximum amount of time you can work. Some people may lose their jobs. Bernie he actually blew a hole in his own $15 an hour wage argument. You see, Bernie says, yeah, everybody's going to make $15 an hour, everybody who's left. The Washington Post first reported last Thursday that Sanders field staffers were upset that Sanders championed a $15 minimum wage and made headlines for railing against major corporations who pay starvation wages. Even his own employees make poverty wages. In response, he told the Des Moines Register that he was very proud to lead the first major presidential campaign with unionized workers, but also bothered that news of internal strife had spilled into the media. Yeah, this is not going to work. Sanders is simply trying to regain some momentum. Why would you stop at $15 an hour? Can you live on $15 an hour? No. How much does it take to live in the United States? Oh, I'd say probably around $30,000, $35,000. Let's do a little bit of math, shall we? And people are grabbing their heads all over the United States. going, John David's going to do math. Oh, my God, DeVita. Let's see, $30,000 a year. Wait, nope, that's not what I want to do. Wait, yes, I do. $30,000 a year divided by 365 equals $82.19 a day. Let's get rid of, let's times 0.75, 25% of that would be $61.64. So $61.64 divided by, let's see, that's a day divided by 8 equals $7.70 an hour. That's $30,000 a year. If you're making $7.70 after taxes, you're making, no, that's not right. Nope, I did that wrong. See, that's why I don't ever do math. Okay, that presupposes 365 days, but people don't work 365 days. They only work 5 days a week. They work a 40-hour work week. Maybe I worked that in there. I think maybe I did. Yeah, I think I did. So I was wrong in that I thought I was wrong. Let's see. Divided by 300. No, let's see. That's where I did it wrong. Yeah, that's where I did it wrong. I got it. Let's see. Divided by 52. That's better. Divided by 40. That gives me my 40-hour work week. Equals. It's $14.42. So $30,000 a year is $14.42 an hour. That being said, $15 an hour is $30,000 a year, and that's before taxes. I didn't figure taxes in that one. So what's going to happen? If you're going to make a living wage, it's going to have to be more than $15 an hour. And so these people are going to say, and Sanders is out there on top of it, says, hey, my workers will make $15 an hour. After I fire the ones that I can't afford because I'm paying people $15 an hour, then what we'll do is we'll make $15 an hour. Then he won't have enough people to run for office and he'll lose, which would be a good thing. MJ Hager, the leading U.S. Senate challenger in Texas, rides a Harley-Davidson in viral videos. She calls herself an A-kicking motorcycle-riding Texas Democrat. Yeah. She's not a Democrat who promotes Medicare for all. She mentions that during a narrow loss for the House last year, her campaign signs appeared in front yards that also had ones for Republicans. She sees unintended consequences with White House candidates saying they're going to decriminalize border crossings. The concern is tying the hands of law enforcement. Apparently, she's running against Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. I wonder if she'd be a better Republican than Mitch McConnell. I bet you're wondering that, too. Big gaps are already apparent in races in Texas, Iowa, and Arizona. Amy McGrath is actually running against Mitch McConnell, and she's saying the same things.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and 3-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-985-1813 now, and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you a copy of The #1 Mistakes Retirees Are Making with Their Investments Today, and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-985-1813 now. Again, that's 800-985-1813. Employees of J.D. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS and you cannot afford to make payments to the IRS, you may qualify for the CNC tax program. This is a new program, and if you qualify, you won't make any payments to the IRS while in this program. Once you're accepted into this program, the IRS is forced to stop all harassing collection activities. No threatening phone calls, no wage garnishments, no bank levies, and no more monthly payments to the IRS. Get ready to write this number down. It's the most important number you'll ever need to end your IRS tax nightmare. Call Paramount Tax Relief at 800-547-4804 for a free confidential consultation to find out if you qualify for the CNC tax program. Once you are accepted into the CNC tax program, you won't make any payments to the IRS while in this program. Call Paramount Tax Relief now at 800-547-4804. That's 800-547-4804. Again, 800-547-4804.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-561-5716. That's 800-561-5716. Again, 800-561-5716.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. Again, that's 800-871-3291.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. Something very interesting happened regarding Democrat politics today. There is a radio corporation out there called Cumulus Media. They have a slogan, where every voice matters. Kurt Bardella is an opinion columnist who writes for USA Today. He notices that those words seem to be nice, but apparently when it comes to one of the largest owners of AM/FM radio stations in the country, the sentiment doesn't really apply to South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg. The executives at Cumulus made a very interesting decision. Last week, Buttigieg taped a 20-minute in-studio interview with radio host Blair Garner. He's got a nationally syndicated, Nashville-based radio show, The Blair Garner Show. Blair's one of the most revered on-air talents in the entire radio industry, inducted into the National Radio Hall of Fame in 2013. In 2016, he was inducted into the Country Radio Hall of Fame. More than anyone, Blair embodies the spirit that every voice matters. He made the courageous and groundbreaking decision to come out in 2016 as an openly gay married man. On Friday morning, Blair announced the interview with Mayor Pete and shared with his affiliates and audiences some important context. One thing our show is not, political. Our show is rooted in the love of country music and the country in which we are blessed to call home, the United States of America. Our jaws collectively dropped when the press secretary for Pete Buttigieg, a presidential candidate, asked if the mayor could appear on our show. For all of the lip service politicians give about reaching out beyond comfort zones and being more inclusive, here was a leading presidential candidate putting his money where his mouth was. I can't recall a time when I saw any presidential candidate, especially a Democrat, think to reach out to country radio and ask for an opportunity to have an open conversation with that audience. A look at President Trump's Twitter feed reminds us that we live in deeply divisive times. There couldn't be more relevant towards an embracement of the notion that every voice matters, and to give somebody like Pete Buttigieg an opportunity to speak with a national audience that often gets written off, even mocked by the political class, says Kurt Bardella. Why am I giving you this information? Well, because Cumulus Radio decided to spike the interview. They are calling it censorship. It's not really censorship, it's spiking. Bardella was in the Nashville studio for Blair's interview with Mayor Pete. The segment began with Buttigieg sharing a humorous story about the times he met country music superstars Brad Paisley and Tim McGraw. He talked about how there were a lot of voters who just feel they haven't been heard much from my side of the aisle in a while. You got to show up. Nothing Buttigieg said during the interview can be objectively interpreted as overtly political, partisan, or objectionable. Why I can't speak, I don't know. And yet, a few hours after the show, after Blair announced the interview, he said this, quote, I've been told the interview cannot air. I was very proud of a presidential candidate of any party, valued our show to the point where they would ask to be a guest. Regardless of the outcome, it's cool to know the show was on the radar of someone at that level. We must be doing something right. Yep. Blair, you're doing something right. Except for one small thing. You're working for the wrong radio corporation. I can tell you that Mayor Pete Buttigieg is welcome on this radio broadcast to discuss politics. That that interview, pre-recorded or not, would air on this broadcast without any kind of bias in any way, shape, or form. It's not my job to tell you what to think about Mayor Pete Buttigieg. It's my job to bring Mayor Pete Buttigieg to this radio broadcast and give him a chance to say something to you and perhaps answer some of your questions. Blair and I do different work, but his communications company would block that interview as a sad day for radio in general. Another mistake by Cumulus Radio. This is the USA Radio Network.
Do you wish you could get better sleep and maybe lose a few pounds? Maybe more than a few pounds? Well, there's this product called Calitrin that helps with both sleep and weight loss. Just listen to what people are saying about it.
I've been taking Calitrin for right about 3 months, and I've lost 24 pounds and 19 overall inches. But my sleep has improved. I have so much more energy, and I have the desire to succeed more than ever. Anyone who needs weight loss, more energy, and better sleep, this product really does deliver.
I'm Roger. Over the 3 months that I took the product, my sleeping habits are increasingly much better. I got a better night's sleep, and I just can't say enough about the product and how it makes you feel. Also, additionally lost a little bit of weight on the program as well.
Hi, this is Erin, and I take Calitrin for weight loss, and I've lost about 20 pounds, and I feel great.
Calitrin is scientifically proven to help with sleep and weight loss safely and effectively. Check it out at toploss.com. That's toploss.com.